If you don't know, the speculation and vacancy tax is just the empty homes tax. Now, this is for British Columbia, so we're only looking at BC. And essentially, if you didn't know about the real estate in BC, it started flying for just a few years. It doubled. And there needed to be a way to incentivize people not to just buy homes as investments and keep them empty. This is the tax that the government came up with. It's called the speculation and vacancy tax. So very important for you. Everyone in BC must declare it to get an exemption to this tax. If you do not declare, you will be considered non-exempt and you will have to pay the tax on it. All right. So you can find on their website a bunch of information, learn if you're in a taxable area, when to expect your letter, how to declare, how the tax works, all these things. Okay. So we're going to look at essentially how the tax works first. Okay. What is it? How does it work? How much do you pay? You go down and you'll look at the tax rates. So for 2026 and subsequent years, 3% for foreign owners, 1% for Canadian citizens or permanent residents. From 2019 to 2025, it was 2% to 0.5%. Okay, so you can see that in 2026 and beyond, there has been a tax increase. Okay, so we know times are tough. The government is also looking to collect more tax from the citizens, so that also increased, which is not very good. 1% is a huge amount. So if you have a home that's worth $1 million, which is not far-fetched in British Columbia, especially in the Lower Mainland, that is going to be about $10,000. Okay, that's $10,000 in tax, which is that's an absurd amount. That's a lot of money. Now, again, here it is based on property use of their residential property, owner, resident status, where property owners earn and report their income. So the declaration timeline, it's due March 31st of each year. Why everyone must declare, why you need to complete a declaration. Okay, all these different things here. So we're not going to look at it. We just know why. They want to collect your money. Essentially, they want to collect money, as much tax money from the people as possible. So they created this, and it's, a means to incentivize that prices of homes don't continue to go up and that people actually use their homes and rent them out. Now, when to expect your letter, so you should have got it by now. Let's look at the exemptions. So we're going to look at individual exemptions. So you have a list of exemptions here. So for most of you, it'll just be your principal residence. So you live in it. If you live in the home, you get an exemption. You don't have to pay an empty homes tax. You'll just say your principal residence exemption and you'll have no further problem. If you have a tenant, so for example, you rent it out, that'll be the second most likely event. So if you own a home and you rent it out, then you will be able to exempt it because it is occupied by a tenant. And then you have just a list of all the other things that could happen, recent death of owner, that can have an exemption in the year. So we're not going to look at that. We're just going to look at these two exemptions. Very, very straightforward. Here is the principal resident exemption. An owner lives and works in BC and may be exempt if the residential property is their principal residence. Okay, not difficult. Now, if we go back up to the occupied by a tenant, remember, if you're renting, you will need to have a rental agreement for proof, but that's just about it. So if the renter or non-arm's length occupies the home's owner for at least 6 months in the calendar year, the owner may be exempt from the tax. So if it's at least 6 months of the year, half the year, you will be exempt from the tax. Okay. Going through how you actually declare it. So if you're not sure how to declare it, you'll just go on declare now. It'll open up a new page. Okay, you'll have one. We'll just open up the one page at a time. So you have two things here. So everyone must submit a new declaration in every year, even if you're not eligible for the exemption. Begin your annual declaration by selecting I want to submit a new one. So you have two options. I want to submit a new declaration. If you haven't done it in the year, you're going to click this one. Or you've already submitted it and you want to change it, then you'll click this one. Remember, you need to do it for every single property. Okay, you can't just do it for one property. You will get a letter for every single property you own. Do not forget any of the properties. Okay, so you'll click this. I want to submit a new declaration. On the vacancy letter, your vacancy tax letter and speculation tax letter, you're going to get the declaration code on the top right and the letter ID. You're going to input this and you're going to go next. Okay, once you go next, it'll go move on to the next part of the process where you're just going to fill out your information, which is your name, your SIN number. And then after that, it'll say, do you have an exemption? You'll say yes, and you'll click principal residence, or you'll click that it was occupied by a tenant. Now, very important that you have proof of that you have the rental agreement on hand, just in case they ask you to attach it, but you will need to have that rental agreement on you for any case of audit or anything like that. Once you submit it, once you have that information, you can just submit it. It'll ask you to certify that it's true. Otherwise, you can get in trouble for lying. You'll just say yes, and then you'll submit it. Then if you want to make any changes to that, then you would click this part and you can make a change to one that you've already submitted or declared. Okay, so that is the speculation and vacancy tax, how it works and how to declare it and why you have to do it. Make sure you don't forget, you have 10 more days, March 31st. You can always declare it even after the deadline in case that, you forgot, but make sure that you do this as soon as possible so you don't get hit with a $10,000 tax fee. If this video helped, like and subscribe to this channel for more practical Canadian tax guidance videos. Remember, this is just general tax information, not personalized tax advice.